Okay, now it's time to show you how to store data into SQLite. So, SQLite is a relational database management system, and unlike MongoDB, it stores data inside columns and rows. To work with SQLite in Python, we don't need to install any third-party library, but only import SQLite3. Now I'm going to duplicate this MongoDB pipeline and I'm going to create my SQL pipeline. So I'm going to name it SQLite pipeline. And now I'm going to edit the functions. So first I get rid of this collection underscore name variable and I'm going to edit the open spider. So I define self.connection equal to SQLite connect and parentheses. This first line of code will create a database file. We just have to set the name inside parentheses. So I'm going to name it transcripts.db. db is the extension used. So then I'm going to create a cursor object that will help execute SQL queries. So I write self.c. C represents the cursor object, and then this is equal to self.connection.cursor with parentheses. Then I'm going to write a query. So I write self.c.execute and I open parentheses. And inside it, I'm gonna open a multi-line string, and here I'm going to write the SQL query. So if you know a little bit about SQL, this is gonna be really simple for you. But if not, don't worry, because SQL code is easy to understand. So now we write create table to create a table in SQL. And then we write the name of the table we want to create. So I'm gonna name it transcripts, and then we open parentheses to define the columns that will have this transcript table. So the first column we'll set is title. So I write title. I'm gonna copy from the transcript just to make sure it's the same name. So I write title, and then we write the type of data this is. So I write text. Then I copy plot and paste it here. I'm going to duplicate this first, and now I add commas. Now I paste the value I copied before, and now I go back to the spider and copy the next value. So I paste transcript and then paste URL. I'm gonna comment out the user agent, and now I just remember we have to write the data type in capital letters. So I'm going to change this to text in capital letters, and I'm going to copy and paste this to the other values. Now the query is finished. Now to make sure everything is saved, we're going to write self.connection.commit. Now let's edit the process underscore item function. So I'm going to delete this and now write self.c.execute to be able to write SQL code. So now we open parentheses and we write the following query: insert into, and then the name of the table. So I'm going to copy and paste it, and then we open parentheses and we write the name of the columns we defined before. So title, plot, transcript, and URL. Then we write values and open parentheses, and inside the parentheses we write question marks for each column we have. So we have 4 columns, so we have to write 4 question marks separated with commas. With this, the query is finished. Now we have to return the items script. So we write return item. Then we're going to add a second parameter to the self.c.execute. So I add comma and I open parentheses. And now here I'm going to list each item scraped. So I write item.get parentheses. And inside the parentheses, we're going to write each column we defined before. So we copy title and we paste it. Then we duplicate this, add commas, and copy one by one. So plot, then transcript, and finally URL. After this, we make sure everything is saved, writing self self.connection.commit. Now let's go to the settings.py to edit the class name. Remember that we changed the class name MongoDB pipeline for SQLite pipeline. So I'm going to copy and paste it here. Then before we run the spider, I'm going to edit the close_spider function. So instead of self.client.close parentheses, I'm going to write self.connection.close parentheses. Finally, we have to make sure we don't run into an error when we run this query for the second or third time, because here we create a table and we can't create a table with the same name. So if we run it for the second time, we're gonna get the error that that table already exists. So I'm going to deal with this with a try except block, and I'm going to write try, and I'm going to indent all of this expression, this self.execute with the connection commit. I'm going to indent this inside the try block. Then I'm going to write except, and I'm going to write the error. So I specified the error, which is SQLite3 operational error. So if Python raises this error, we're going to pass this. With this, the script will not break, in case the table already exists. Now, one more little detail. The transcripts we're about to script are now arrays or lists. So SQLite doesn't support this format, so we have to turn it into strings. So as you can see here in the spider script, we're using the getAll method. So this is why Python gives us a list. So we only have to edit this to get a string instead of a list. So I'm going to write transcript_list, and I'm going to copy all of this expression. So I paste it, and now I'm going to define another variable which is gonna be named transcript_string. And now I'm going to use the transcript_list, and I'm going to use join to concatenate every element of the list with a blank space. With this, the list will become a string. So I'm going to copy this transcript script, and I'm going to replace it for the code we had before. So now it's transcript transcript_string. So now we made sure this transcript element is a string. So back to the pipeline file, and now everything is set. So now I'm going to open up the terminal. I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to write the command scrapey crawl transcripts. Now I press enter, and now all this data is being scraped. And also, once this is finished, this is going to be stored in a SQLite database. So as you can see, everything was perfect. Now I'm going back to PyCharm, and I'm going to check if the file is here. So I check, and it's here. It's named transcripts.db. So this is the same name we set before in the open spider function, transcripts.db. Now to see the content inside this file, we're gonna go to a website named SQLite Viewer. So we're going to drag this DB file into the website, and now all the data will be loaded into the page. So now we can see that we have the 47 transcripts scraped. We have the title column, the plot column, transcripts, and URL. So as you can see, all the data was scraped successfully. Now to prove this to you, let's check one movie in particular. So let's check the data of the movie named X-Men The Last Stand 2006, and then we see the page. I'm gonna copy and paste it here. Well, I already have the page, and here we see the plot, and as we can see, it's the same plot. So everything was successfully scraped and stored in a SQLite database.